Torrential rainfall in the Balearic Islands has left people trapped in cars and homes. 18 centimetres of rain fell in just 12 hours, bringing some places in Ibiza and Formentura to a standstill and many people trapped. The local authorities have asked for the military to be deployed from mainland Spain to help with the rescue efforts. The torrential downpours follow similar conditions on the Spanish mainland earlier in the week.
Heavy rainfall has triggered floods on the Spanish island of Ibiza as Storm Gabriel sweeps over the region. Up to 15 people have been rescued by the authorities after becoming trapped by floodwaters. Air travel was also disrupted by the rains and flooding within the island's airport.
In weather, it's another day of sunny skies across the south for some, bit more cloud and patchy rain in the north. Details on that and also on this. Hurricane Umberto. I'll tell you what that means for us later in the week. Good morning. Yeah, bringing similar news to yesterday. Bit of a north-south split with the weather through today. Very good morning too. Yes, we have that same story of southern areas. Always a bit dry and bright today compared with the north. In the north, thicker cloud at times, some patchy rain, but not desperately a huge amount of rain. There will be some dry and bright weather here as well too.
We need to be alert, I think, for the weather later this week, because Matt has been talking about the after effect of a hurricane coming our way. Should we be worried?
Indeed, it's that time of year. Nothing too untoward at the moment, so not having a hurricane by any means, but weather later this week could turn quite stormy for some. I'm going to take you to the Atlantic first of all. Very good morning to you. Yeah, this clump of cloud here, this is Hurricane Umberto, I should say. It was a Category 5, the strongest category of hurricanes. It has weakened to a Category 3 now. There's Bermuda just to the north of it. Now, that is going to weaken further. It's going to fragment into this wider area of low pressure. But as it starts to head towards us across the Atlantic, it could re-strengthen again as quite a deep and quite potent area of low pressure with heavy rain sweeping the country and potentially some disruptive winds. Now, at the moment, highest risk of disruption later on Friday into Friday night will be through the northern half of the UK. But if that area of low pressure shifts a little bit further southwards, we will, of course, shift that risk for disruption further south too. So certainly worth keeping a close eye on the forecast as we go through the next few days. And even before that arrives on Friday, we could have some very wet and windy weather sweeping across through the latter stages of Thursday. So maybe stormier later this week. Slightly quieter for the time being, but we will see a bit of a north-south split in the weather. Southern areas always dry and brighter. Threat of something wetter and windier the further north you are. Out there this morning, though, clear skies to start the day across the Midlands, just a bit of patchy cloud. Where we've got the sunshine, though, a bit of a chill in the air. Temperatures have been down into low single figures through parts of the South Midlands so far this morning.
What, red sky in the morning? What do they say?
Shepherd's warning. Not this time, though. Not for where I'm going to show you. No Welsh place name known this one, though. This one's from Oxfordshire this morning. Very good morning to you. Yeah, lovely start here in Oxfordshire this morning. The sun just captured by those altocumulus clouds overhead. Here, we've seen temperatures overnight drop to close to 2 degrees. So a bit of a fresh start for some in southern areas, but overall not as cold out there this morning as it was yesterday morning. Strong winds will be a particular feature for us. Now, this morning, this is the view in Suffolk. Still a little bit misty in places. Blue skies overhead. Freshest this morning if you're just about to step out in southern areas where we've got that sunshine.
And some sunshine. Is that this morning?
And a beach.
This morning, lovely start for some. Beautiful autumn morning. Has been a bit of a freshness in the air, as you'd expect. But when you've got conditions like this, with that sunshine out, it probably feels very pleasant. This was Jersey just a very short while ago. Similar conditions across much of southern England towards the Channel Islands and South Wales. However, contrast that with the view in Western Scotland at the moment. You know, we're going to see quite a bit of rain in Western Scotland over the next few days. There could be some minor flooding, but it's not going to be a washout of a day here today. Certainly, there will be some dry weather, some brighter weather as well.
Which was also lovely today. Is it set to last?
Well, it is for today, for this afternoon at least, and maybe tomorrow. Good afternoon. Yes, we've had a lot of sunshine, but we had a similar start first thing this morning as we had yesterday. There's a little bit of mist around first thing. You can see here in Richmond. However, fairly early on, the cloud did start to break and we had the blue sky proper. Barely any cloud to speak of, and that's lasting into the afternoon as well.
It's been all over the place in Salford, Ben.
Yes, Nina, and it will be all over the place over the next few days. Very changeable weather, and actually things are going downhill, turning wetter, turning windier through the rest of the week. But Cambridgeshire was looking nice and sunny earlier on today. Not so further north there in Clackmannanshire.
Listen, let's have a little look at the weather and see if it stays magically beautiful. I shall wave my wand. Here we go. Hello again from me and the night bus. I love this squirrel. I wonder if its parents around the corner going, sit down when you have your dinner. Wonder where they got that from. Anyway, nice weather for the next couple of days. Dry, feeling quite warm still in the sunshine, but things deteriorate as we go through the week and we are going to see some wet and windier conditions move in. Into the outlook, so cloudier on Thursday, we're expecting some rain overnight and then the next spell of wet and windy weather likely Friday night into Saturday, but as I said, it's one to watch. Right, that's it from me, Harry, and everyone here. Have a super evening and we'll see you later on. Cheerio.
It was cloudy and drizzly today in the northwest, but plenty of blue sky and sunshine, pleasantly warm in the best of that. Further south and east, but it's going to look very different over the weekend.
And on this final day of September, let's get a check on the weather with Kate, who's there. And it did feel mild out there today.
It really did, Riz. Yes, we got up to 20 Celsius both at St James's Park and Heathrow today. So very warm conditions for the last day of September. We had a lot of sunshine. Now, we had a similar start this morning, at least some of us did. As we did yesterday, we had some mist and some fog, but you can see above it clear skies. And we've had plenty of that sunshine today. Just a little bit of patchy cloud to contend with here and there.
Hello, we are about to move out of September and into October, and the weather looks set to step up a gear, turning more unsettled through the next few days.